Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that Rotten Tomatoes is conning people out of their audience score for Rise of Skywalker. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it does look quite peculiar right now. It's been 86% for basically, well, the whole time. How has it stayed at 86%, ladies and gents, when we've been getting more and more reviews coming in? Now, again, I'm not saying that Rotten Tomatoes is changing anything up. Oh no. I don't need to say that. Do you know why I don't need to say that, ladies and gents? Because it's very fucking obvious. I don't need to say that because it's obvious. It has stayed at 86% regardless of the amount of verified ratings that have come in. That's odd, isn't it, ladies and gents? Don't you think that's a little bit odd? I think that's a little bit odd. I think that's very peculiar. 62,417 verified audience score has come in. Now, there's a few things which is really important to note about Rotten Tomatoes. They are actually associated with Fandango, and Fandango is associated directly to Disney. Now, not only that, ladies and gents, the only way you can get a verified rating on Rotten Tomatoes is if you live in the United States of America. So, if we're looking at the cross-section of the public and the actual audience, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't actually represent a good cross-section, does it? No, because only the people in the States. Only one market. Not only that, to get a verified rating, you have to buy your ticket through Fandango. Because again, Rotten Tomatoes is associated with Fandango, and Fandango is associated directly to Disney. You don't believe me? Just a very, very rudimentary Google search will prove me right. How the fuck has it stayed at 86%? How? When we're getting tens of thousands more scores coming in, more reviews. How? Now again, I'm not saying that Disney are swindling anyone here. Because again, I don't need to. It's very, very obvious. It's baffling to me. I simply don't understand it. Now, we're 55% on the tomato meter, right, for critics. And I think, again, I don't need to say that they're doing anything, because it's very obvious. They are doing something. I think Disney is trying to pull a fast one on people here, right, by simply saying, yes, but ladies and gents, the critics and the audience have got they're wrong. They're opposing this time. I think most people are on the same page with this. I genuinely think they are. Not only that, let's look at this. 228, right? 53%. Now, this is user ratings. This is just any user rating before they brought in. This is the Phantom Menace. This is before they brought in the verified users, which they actually brought in, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if you don't believe me, they brought in the verified user ratings because of Captain Marvel. Captain fucking Wooden Marvel chick. They brought that in because they were afraid that would tank the film. 59% audience score, 1.2 million. So we've got double the critics reviewing this, give or take. Still at 55%, so I would say that that's a worse rating because there's more people here thinking that your film is bad. So if we actually compare them, right, because Rotten Tomatoes is just an aggregator website, yeah? And if we compare, like, the Phantom Menace has got like 200 and something. 228 critics at 53%. Now, The Rise of Skywalker has 424 critics reviewing it at 55%. So actually, The Rise of Skywalker is rated worse Because there's more people thinking that it is bad. And how's this? How, pray tell, ladies and gents? How is this a 6% with 62,000 reviews? All verified, remember? All purchased through Fandango. Fandango associated with Rotten Tomatoes, associated to Disney. Shall we bust out a bit of the Dark Crystal? I can't even do the voice. I just sound like a rat being stood on. Chamberlain voice. It's a little bit suspect, isn't it, guys? A little bit suspect. And yet it's still... Got some dog hair on my face. It is still crawling. But it is abysmal. This is not good. Box office, Rise of Skywalker unwraps huge 32 million Christmas. Crosses 500 million globally. Okay. Let's see how that does moving forward, shall we? Because that's not good. 500 million globally? That's still not particularly great. It's still like... it's relatively good, but it's still not the best. So to compare it, right? That is the second biggest gross ever for December 25th. Little Women and Little Women Uncut Gems sparkle as they open nationwide. J.J. Abrams, I'm not going to do it. The Rise of Skywalker crushed the Christmas Day box office with 32 million. The second best showing of all time for December 25th, behind Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I don't think any cinemas are open in the UK on Christmas Day. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rise of Skywalker supplanted Star Wars: The Last Jedi, 27.5 million. Sherlock Holmes remains the record holder, with 24.6 million in terms of films opening on the holiday. Disney and Lucasfilm newest Star Wars pick finished Wednesday with 258.9 million domestically and 259.9 internationally, for a global total of 516.8 million as it races towards the 1 billion mark. Oh, Hollywood Reporter, how can you say that? Did you type that in hysterics? As it races towards the 1 billion mark. It's not racing anywhere yet. Jesus. Careful. Let's see what it does this weekend first. Alright? Calm your tits. Once presents are unwrapped, December 25th, the most concentrated corridor of the year commences at the box office, when weekdays are like a Saturday at both the multiplex and the art house. In addition to holdovers, Rise of Skywalker, Jumanji: The Next Level, Cats and Bombshell, flurry of holiday films flew down the chimney Christmas Day, led by Greta Gerwig's Little Women, which grossed 6.4 million, promising 5-day debut of 22 million. It's pretty good. And you think about it, right? Rise of Skywalker with 32 million and some Greta Gerwig's Little Women with 22 million. That should be a bigger difference. That should be a much bigger difference. This is the biggest franchise on the planet, Star Wars. That should be huge. And you're trying to claim that that's good? That's not good. That should be massive difference. It should be huge. Force Awakens had 49.3 million. That's a much better total. Right? Nearly 20 million more. To say that that's good is... you're doing a disservice to yourself and everyone else's intelligence. A24's specialty pick Uncut Gems starring Adam Sandler also sparkled as it's expanded nationwide Wednesday, earning 5.9 million to become number 4 behind Skywalker. Jumanji 2, 12.6, and Little Women, Uncut Gems, boasting the biggest opening day gross ever for A24, is looking at a 5-day debut of 21 million. So do you see what I mean? Like, we're talking like 21 million, 22 million for normal, just normal films, right? A24's tiny studio, and that's getting like 21, 22 million. And you're trying to say that the biggest franchise on planet Earth, 32 million, is good? No, that's fucking terrible. I'm really intrigued by seeing what this does this weekend. I need to go watch Cats and gouge my eyes out and give you a review of that. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Pickled Snoke merch underneath the video. Check it out. You will love it. I guarantee you will love it. It's the best design merch I've ever done. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Mr. H. Take care.